So this portrait is of Jacob Epstein's first wife, Margaret Epstein, always known as Peggy. And the work was made in 1918, and he singled it out later in life as a really important work. He was very pleased with it. It is a very poignant work, and for many years, actually, I looked after it in a museum. I've known it for a really long time, and I didn't realise quite how significant it was until I worked on this exhibition. In 1918, there was a war, we know that, coming to an end. Epstein had just had a nervous breakdown, but he'd also just had his first child, in that year, but not with his wife Margaret, but with the woman whose bust is to one side. She'd been welcomed into the family home, she had a child, and Margaret, Peggy Epstein, chose to bring up that little girl, Peggy Jean, as her own, and her mother, Mayhem, faded into the background. And this year, Epstein made a bust of his lover, a bust of his wife, and he portrays the wife really with some of the attributes we associate in religious art with portraits of the Madonna. She's wearing lace over her head, and he was technically really thrilled with the way he captured this fall of lace. Her eyes are cast down, she looks very modest, very gentle. And what's missing in terms of religious portrait? Is it a nativity? Is she missing the baby in her arms, or is she missing a pietà figure of Christ at the death of Christ? Whatever it is, this is a maternal gaze, and a gaze of real acceptance in a year when this woman realised that to keep her husband, she must, as a woman who was not able to have children of her own, keep another woman's baby. It makes it a very poignant and I think very beautiful sculpture, and is key to this exhibition, which is about the sculptures of babies and children by Jacob Epstein, mostly his own children, by three different women, two different women, and two of them brought up by his wife, who, as I said, wasn't able to have children of her own.